Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video I'm talking about Mercury in the 11th house in Synastry. So if your Mercury is falling into someone's 11th house in Synastry or theirs into yours, this one is a really natural friendship overlay. So this is one of those overlays that can really go a long way as to making the two people friends or at least able to communicate on a friendly level, which can even mean on a more detached level. So if you have more emotional things going on, Pluto things or some more water house overlays, with this overlay of Mercury, it's like you're able to take a step back and kind of communicate with each other as friends. The Mercury person really sees the house person as someone who is open to what they have to say and what they want to talk about. And they could even see the house person as like a vessel for their more intellectual interests to be pursued. So it could show up as like the Mercury person sees the house person, and the house person is like taking certain courses or affiliated with certain groups of people, right? That the Mercury person is very interested in, very curious about. Like, I want to do that. I want to learn that. And so, they could often meet even through these kind of like compatible like groups, or it could be, like I said, an interest even in astrology or other spiritual practices. But generally, there's going to be like a similarity as far as their goals go, as far as, what groups they're connected with. And that could even be, like I said, how they've met. So, this is one of the more lighthearted, or I would say easy overlays. I mean, Mercury in any house, though, like I've said in my other videos, it's not ever going to be a negative thing, but it does work really nicely in the more airy places. So the 11th, the 3rd, and even the 7th can be nice as far as open communication, and especially the Mercury person feeling like, oh, this is someone I can talk to. It's sort of like an unthreatening response for our Mercury when it's falling into someone's 11th house. It's like, wow, this person is going to really want to hear about everything that's going on inside my mind. And, we might not even know that for sure, but we go ahead and talk anyways about everything going on inside our mind. And it does get the communication going. And there is usually a common theme, or like, there's a reason that we're friends. It's like, okay, we do actually have compatible interests here, or, we're able to talk about things that are meaningful to us. So that's how the 11th house person feels about Mercury, is that, they will listen to them if they want to talk about their dreams or goals or the deeper like purpose behind their life. The Mercury person is all ears, and they really sense from the Mercury person that they kind of, the Mercury person thinks that they're cool. They think that, the things they're involved in, the groups and the teachings that they're a part of, like if they're an astrologer, like these quirky things or maybe eccentric things, the Mercury person is all ears. And so yeah, they do feel really open to them. It could be a really good overlay for teacher student as well. With this one, I mean, I also said that about the 10th house overlay, but the difference with the 10th house is the 10th house person is more like an authoritative person. When it's the 11th house, it's not so much that we have like an authoritative influence over Mercury. It's just that Mercury thinks that we're cool, and Mercury wants to know about some of these cool things that we do that are maybe sort of different or eccentric. Or it could even be that we are compatible as friends. Like, so the 11th house represents friends, but it also represents like how we be a friend to someone. So when someone's Mercury is falling into our 11th house, they're kind of being held by that house. And so it can show that like the way that we friend someone, or the way that we are social in that sense with like these compatible like-minded people, is compatible with the Mercury person. So like, you know how some friends are more needy, or like there's, everybody is a friend differently. Like, so for example, I've got Uranus and Neptune in my 11th house. So my friendships are more erratic, or they're spiritual, or they're like, there's something eclectic about my friends, and the way that I am a friend to someone. It's very Uranian and Neptunian. And so that doesn't work for everybody. There, some people like a more like, closeness, like day to day kind of friendship. So with this overlay of Mercury, for example, it's like the way that they be a friend to each other, it's compatible. And so it is an overlay of like, yeah, having a lifelong friendship with someone and being compatible in terms of friends groups and goals. And yeah, it is pretty common to kind of share an interest in something eclectic or different. Or I bet a lot of you that follow me have Mercury and Aquarius in my 11th house. Like, I would not be surprised at that. Or even in the later degrees of Capricorn. Yeah, it's just very common to communicate with someone or enjoy talking with someone when your Mercury's in their 11th house, or vice versa. It just does create kind of an openness, and like, they just get it. It's not hard to communicate. Now you have to also look at the aspects, because you could have some really harsh aspects to Mercury that would make the communication slower or harder. So you always have to look at the aspects. The houses are just kind of showing where it's happening, but the aspects will show how it's happening. But a well aspected Mercury in someone's 11th house, or in your 11th house, it's such a breath of fresh air, and it's such a enlightening, kind of enlivening energy. And you can really communicate about some deep things without getting all emotional about it. You're kind of able, like I said, you're able to like detach from what you're communicating about with this person, and like see it from a higher perspective. So it's really good for, yeah, communication of all kinds, especially about your interest, your goals, your dreams. And yeah, this one can show up in a placement of true friends, people that end up staying friends for a really long time. Or if you're in a relationship, you're able to detach from emotions when you're communicating, which can be a really helpful thing. It's also great for like a collaboration, as far as some sort of mental pursuit, like writing a book together, or starting a school of astrology together, or something like that. This would be a great overlay for those kind of things. I'd love to know your experience with this aspect. Let me know in the comments, you guys. If you've had this overlay in Synastry, let me know. And thank you so much for watching. Love you guys so much. And we'll talk soon. Okay, bye.